Well, we are back. It is for our first session tonight. We are talking about where you want to go. It's going to be, this is more like finding your why, finding your mission statement, where you want to go, building a vision board, things that help us directionally. Um, this one was actually asked by several people, and I think we're going to have fun. I'm going to move this up a little closer than I usually like because I want to be able to type. Excuse my crazy camera. So anyway, with this subject, we're talking about um, having direction. And let me tell you why. There are several reasons why you need to define these things because they're going to help when there are bumps, when you're burnout, when you're tired, when you want to throw in the towel, when you think, why am I here with these kids all day? Because believe me, we all feel that way sometimes. A lot of, you'll meet mamas at the park and they say, oh, I don't have the patience to be, homeschool my children. And you're like, neither do I. But when you define why you're doing this and where you want to go, it helps to keep going. So the first thing we're going to talk about is define your why. I actually have a screen share. I'll show y'all in a minute. Okay, so when you started homeschooling and you were doing all that soul searching, there are reasons why you wanted to do that. So the first thing you've got to do is get some paper tonight, get some paper this week, and you start writing down why you want to homeschool. I mean, list every single reason because you're going to define these and write them out and hang them somewhere so that when you're having those bad days and you want to throw in that towel, like today, I really would like to throw in the towel today. These girls, summer's got to them and they're kind of giving me attitude and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're really driving me nuts, and those men, they're driving by my window right now. I have the window open. You can tell. Can you tell? It's a shadow. See my head? Anyway, so you're going to define your why. Now for me, it's going to look different for every family. Every family has different reasons of why you're homeschooling. So you're going to have to dig in and write down, list out. Let me show you, have something to share and I'll write out mine. Let's see. We're going to screen share. Let's see, where is it? Give me a minute and let me figure out what I did. I think this is it. Okay, I'm going to double check, make sure you can see it. Oh, see how nice and pretty it is? I'm going to bring it up front so it's a little bit bigger. It's not real good with seeing when you share with here. It's not real big. So anyway, so here on my board, we're going to define your why. For me, let's see. Oh, that was fun. Did that do that on your end too? Yeah, I didn't know it would do that. This is a new one for me. Okay, so let's see if it'll let me type. Oh, I have to figure this out. I didn't do it much. Okay, let's see. Nope, it's not going to let me do what I wanted to do. I have to go back. Let's go back. Okay. I'm learning how to use this one. It's kind of nice. It looks pretty. I think I'm going to have to figure out how to go. Let's try this. There. Okay, now it'll let me do it. There. Sorry, I was doing the presentation part. So some of the things. So one of my goals when I look at, okay, I'll do my list, my mission. This is my mission statement with my kids. Somebody asked to raise, how to spell better, to raise happy, healthy adults who are well adjusted. Now I can't see anymore, so I don't know if I'm spelling right. Adjusted. I think I did adjustment. Adjusted, well adjusted, and know God. Those are my mission statements. Now, everybody, that's my mission statement for my children. So, when my whys, first you're going to define your whys. One of mine was to be with my children. My mission statement developed over the year. When I started, it was to be with my children, and I wanted to be able to go on the mission field. Let's see, where am I? Let's see. I'm going backwards. Okay, so that was one of mine. I wanted to be with my children. I wanted to be able to go on the mission field. Me and my husband met on the mission field. I worked for missionaries. I was the academic dean of a theological institute. He was an interpreter. We met. The rest is history. And so I wanted to be able to go places. I wanted to be able to go back to my husband's home country, spend time with his mother, and do things like that. As time grew on, my mission statement developed, but you need to keep your whys. So write your whys, especially your first year. That is going to be a very, very important thing, because there are going to be many times you're tried and you're tested, and you wonder what you're doing. So write a list of what your whys. If your child has been bullied and that's what you want, so you're wanting a well-adjusted child. If you're wanting to academically, you're wanting a educated child, you write down why you're doing what you're doing. I mean, make points. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, and write them down. Then, after you get all your whys, and you can make it just as pretty as you want, because don't get rid of your whys. I mean, even if you get to the mission statement, you get it wrote, don't leave your whys. Then your second thing is you're going to want to know, where do you want to go? Where do you plan to go? And I've got a lot of links that I've pulled up that I'm going to post under this link. So where you want to go? Where is your end goal? For some parents right now, it's just to get through a year of COVID. Write out what you want. Where do you want to be when you finish this year? Where you want to be when you finish 5 years? Where do you want to be when 10 years, when they're graduated? My baby starts kindergarten. She's got 13 years. Where do I want to be in 13 years when she's ready to graduate? Write out where you want to go. Let's see, I had a point for that. Look at that. Write out where you want to go. So then you're going to be able to combine those and really take these ideas. And you know what? You can ask your kids too. Why do they want to be homeschooled? Some don't want to, some do. Where do they want to go? I mean, you pay attention to where they want to go. Then you're going to take these and you're going to work on writing a mission statement. Now I'm going to pull up, I'm going to find it. I have so many links across the top. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, here it is. I found it. If I sneeze, please forgive me. Let's see. So you're writing out your whys, you're writing out your end goals, and then you move on to, let me find it. I know I probably look crazy because I don't see myself right now. I'm trying to see which one it was. It gets a little weird. Here it is. Okay, share. There. So, and in fact, I need to go here because I know you can't. Well, yeah, good. You can see it. That was my worry that you couldn't see it. Here. So, writing out your state. Here's another one. I'm going to have this link in there so you can look. I have lots of links on these stuff. I went looking all over the internet. 5 steps to creating your mission statement. I hope it. So on a sheet of paper, you write down every reason you're homeschooling. I just told you that. Think through where you want to go. I just told you that. What you want your children to be capable of doing when you're done. Write it all down. Go through your list, and then you highlight 3 or 4 reasons your family is homeschooling. And you can work with your children, you can work with your spouse. You write it all down and you pick 4 or 5, and then you're going to discuss the reasons with your children if they're old enough. And if everybody is in agreement, you're going to write it out. And keeping it simple is best. Take your top reasons, write a 4 to 5, 3 or 4, 4 or 5 sentence paragraph including them, and then you can write it in bullet point style and you can hang that. So put your reasons why, because sometimes you need to be specific, and then you write your mission statement. Put it in the kitchen, put it anywhere you want to go. So you can write it. So I like it in bullet point because I can see when I read, I have ADD. And when I read, when I see a big clumped paragraph, I can get overwhelmed. But when I have that bullet point, it breaks everything up and I can see it. So if your homeschool mission is your why, then your homeschool vision is your how. That's the next step. Like I was saying, you're going to want steps. And so she's got more there, and you can go back and look at all that. So then where you want to go, that's going to be your next. So you defined your why, you wrote out your mission statement, you know where you want to go. Then you're going to go one step further. And that's what I have on my little board over here, but I'm not going to pull it up because I don't feel like people can see it very well. You're going to write out how many in steps, because it's almost like an IEP. I worked way back in the day. I worked in a group home / small school. And way back in the day, each child had an IEP. I taught I taught different kids. It was like 6 subjects. I had different kids at different periods. They gave me a section of they gave me the whole IEP for that subject for that year, and I had to break it down and cover it. And that's pretty much what you're doing with any child. An IEP is just an individual plan. You're making a plan on where you want to go this year or where you want to end up at. So let's say your end goal for your child is for them to graduate and have an ACT for 24 or more, and you want them to ace that. Then you're going to have to break down that ACT and make steps of how they're covering all that information so that they can ace it. And that's really all you're doing. You define your why, you write out your message statement, you know where you want to go, and then you're going to write it and break it down and see. Now, sometimes it's just for the year and what you want to cover that year. Sometimes it is for the whole high school. Some parents will use your state guideline. Well, it depends on the state you're in. I'm in Alabama. I like to pull up Alabama public guidelines for graduation and use it as a guideline. It is not the rule for me because we do not have subject requirements in Alabama, but I want their transcript to look similar, so I use it as a guideline. So you use these things as tools to break down where you want to go. And you can ask questions. I can see them if you want to do that. So when you get everything done and you have all this broke down, then you can get to the fun part. You can actually go and work with your children to make a vision board. Now, a vision board is just putting visual pictures of what you want for that year. Now, I haven't done one in a while, but what I want to do this year is like you have the middle of the end game of things you see, and it can be pictures like my Gabriella is very much agriculture, so and she loves watercolors, so I might have something like that to represent her. And then you put things that represents your homeschool and what you want to go for in your mission statement, and then what you want to accomplish this year. You might have sections for each kid. I have 4 that I'm teaching this year, but I might even include my son because I really want him. He's taking a gap year, but I really want him to move forward and get into college. So you put all the things in there, and then you're able to hang that on the wall and everybody visualize it. You can put your mission statement in the middle. You can move out. I'll show you. This is kind of like a sample. Let me share. Let me find that real quick. Don't mind my nose. Let's see. Because I did not pull this up. Let's see. I'm going to share this so that you can see some samples. Okay. Now, up there it is. Okay, so here's how to use one. Let's see. There's there. This is what theirs looks like. And this really helps simplify Let me find the other one. Let me go back and see if it'll share that. Yeah, here's some other samples of what some other people do. And then you can even do, like the little board I had up earlier, you can do a vision board online and grab stuff. So it's really a nice way to kind of help you and your children look forward. Here, let's see if I can share mine. I don't have mine on here yet. Sorry, I haven't got there yet. So it's a really good way to move forward and show visually your children and you, so that it gives you time that you can look at it, and it's kind of fun. You can maybe do a little bit every morning and work on it. But I really highly recommend that you work on finding your why. I'm gonna go and get rid of this. Defining your why, writing your mission statement, and building a vision board and having your end goal. Those things help you through the year. I'm going to put links into the group, and y'all be able to find more, where you can find more information and more examples, because I know if you're like me, you like 2 or 3. But it is very important. It helps you last. It helps you not throw in the towel. Helps you move forward. And I think it's a good thing. Now at 8 o'clock, we're going to do socialization and extracurriculars, so that y'all come back at 8, and we will see y'all soon.